Anything in life that is of great value, it takes time, it takes commitment, it takes dedication, and it requires work. To build a successful marriage, it is built daily. Marriage is not a destination, it is a journey. And so, in this video, I will share with you 10 steps to a better marriage and how you can use these steps to improve your relationship, improve your marriage. Let's have this conversation. Welcome again, my friend. I am Doran, and this is Not Easily Broken. Number one, you need to prioritize your relationship with God. A strong relationship with God, it actually creates a foundation for a strong, successful marriage. Marriage is a choice. It's not an obligation. You can live without your spouse, but I don't think that you can live without God. As a matter of fact, let me personalize this and talk about me. I can live without my wife. I don't want to, but I can. But I cannot live without God. God is the source of love. If we are created in the image and in the likeness of God, then our spiritual life is the most important part of who we are. And my friend, listen to me. Your spiritual life, it helps you to align with your visions, your goals, your moral standards, and your values according to the biblical principles of God's word. So then how do you improve your spiritual life? Pray daily. It's a part of what helps you and help me to build a better relationship with God. If your spouse does not believe in prayer, then it's okay. You don't need to force or frustrate yourself. You just need a reason to pray. You don't need their permission to pray for them. You just need a reason to pray for them. You need to study the Bible. You need to meditate upon the word of God night and day. And when you meditate upon it and when you apply it, like what God told Joshua in Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8, that this word, my word, shall not depart out of your mouth, but you shall meditate upon it night and day. You shall study it, and you will make your way great, and you will have good success. Number two, personal growth. Personal growth is the key to a successful marriage. It absolutely is. You know, I often maintain that your marriage will not outgrow who you are. The relationship that you have with your spouse, it is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. Your marriage will not rise above your self-image. You know, in the book of Matthew chapter 22, verse 37 through 39, it tells us that the scribes and the Pharisees, they came to Jesus and they asked Jesus, what is the greatest commandment in the law? And Jesus said to them, well, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. And then he said in verse 38 that this is the first and great commandment. And in verse 39, it says, and the second is like this, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I want to ask you a question. How do you love yourself? What kind of relationship do you really have with yourself? Because you see, how you love yourself will determine how you will love your spouse. How you treat yourself will determine how you will treat another human being. So how do you improve your personal growth? You have to grow daily. Growth has to be a part of your life for the rest of your life. Growth is the separator. You have to grow through reading books, through getting a mentor, changing your attitude, changing your behavior, changing anything that does not serve your life the right way or your marriage. You have to grow from within. You have to know that greater is he that is in you. That's why your spiritual life is such a key part of who you really are. Matter of fact, it's the most important part, to be honest with you. You have to grow yourself. And when you get better, everything around you will get better, including your marriage. Number three, effective communication. See, honest and open communication, it prevents misunderstanding. It helps you to build trust in the relationship. Communication is critical for solving conflicts and expressing your needs and your desires. Communication is the solvent of all marital problems, and communication is also the foundation for personal growth. See, you cannot create if you don't know how to communicate. If you don't really understand your spouse, how will you be able to know what they desire? You have to take communication seriously. No marriage can last. No marriage can be built without healthy communication. So how do you improve communication? You need to schedule regular time to talk to each other without any distraction whatsoever. You need to practice active listening. That means that you're going to take some time to really listen to each other. You're going to be present and in the moment. No distraction, but you're there and in the moment, right? You're not going to blame each other. You're going to deal with the issues. You're going to not criticize. You're going to complain about the problems, and you learn about that. You need to spend time to find out exactly what you can do to add value to your spouse's life. And in order to do that, you have to spend quality time, show empathy with each other. Become engaged in learning. I think that your spouse is supposed to be the most important and interesting person in your life. So spend time to get to know them and spend that quality time to build and to nurture your friendship. And you can do that through the power of healthy communication. Number 4, emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy in a marriage is the ability to understand your partner's feelings, understand their hopes, their dreams, their motivations, their fear. It's really about getting to know your spouse on a deeper level. Emotional intimacy is a fundamental part of a healthy and a happy relationship. It allows you to be open, to have dialogues, and to talk about things that nobody else really know about. When you think about the word emotion, it means that there's a level of feelings and desire to be vulnerable, to desire to be listened to desire to be heard. And so emotional intimacy refers to the psychological and the emotional bond where you feel secure with your partner, and it allows you to express yourself with vulnerability without fear. The word vulnerable comes from the Latin word vulnus. It means wound. So if you are vulnerable, it means that you're in a space or you are in a position where you can get hurt. And so it's important for you as a spouse to make sure that you are a safe place, that you can be vulnerable, you can be naked, you can be free to be yourself, and you feel protected. Emotional intimacy creates a deeper connection between the both of you, leading to a stronger, intimate feelings and expression. So how do you improve emotional intimacy? It is by regularly sharing your thoughts and your feelings, engage in active communication, promoting closeness with each other. And you can do this such as going out and date nights, just walking, sitting down, having dinner. You could be watching movies together. You could do anything as long as you are present and you are engaged and you're showing empathy. You are there, you are sympathetic, and you are supportive. It will open up your spouse to want to talk to you. Number 5, sexual intimacy. Sexual intimacy is a great part of what makes a marriage work. Dave Willis, in one of his books, The 7 Laws of Love, it says that sex does not make a marriage work, but it's almost impossible to make a marriage work without it. And so it's important for you to demonstrate love with your spouse. Sexual intimacy, it is about becoming more intimate on a physical and a sexual level. And this requires actually being in a space where you feel safe. Sex is not just about you. It is about the two of you. It is important for you as a spouse to understand that when you are able to demonstrate sexual intimacy from a place where you show interest in your spouse, whether it's the man, doing the things that his wife desire, and the wife also doing things that her husband desire. It's really about learning the anatomy and the physiology of your spouse. It's taking time to know what they like and don't like. It's really about expressing yourself in a way that serve your spouse based on how they desire to experience sex, not the way you want it. It's based on the way they want to experience it, and that takes time. So how do you improve sexual intimacy? Make time for physical affection. Communicate openly about your desires and your needs. Let your spouse know how you feel, how you desire to be intimate, the kind of intimacy that you want to experience. I mean, I'm just saying that you got to spend time to know. Again, I said it before in the point that I talk about with communication, that you cannot create love if you don't know how to communicate. All right. Number 6, conflict resolution. A successful marriage is not void of conflicts. You're going to have them. It's not a matter of if you have them, if conflicts happened. It's a matter of when it happens. How do you deal with it? How do you navigate through it? How do you come to an amicable understanding and a place where both of you guys are not killing and not fighting and trying to destroy each other's lives? It is important, my friend, for both of you guys to understand that conflict is also telling you that something is wrong. Conflicts are not always bad for your marriage. It's also helping you to know what you need to work on so that you can rectify or you can resolve these issues, whether it's a behavior pattern, whether it's a character, whether it's financial issues. I don't know what it is. That's important for you to know. And when you know this, then you can work on learning how to prevent these type of situations from happening over and over again. And so healthy conflict resolution prevents resentment. It keeps the relationship strong and it keeps you respecting and honoring each other. So to improve conflict, guess what you need to do? You really need to address the issues. You need to focus on ways in which to solve them. Try not to assume anything, but try to get the data so that you can make an informed decision as to what is wrong and what you need to correct. That is important, right? And number 7, spending quality time together. Spending quality time together will strengthen your marriage more than you know. A matter of fact, maybe quality time is one of your spouse's love language, which means that you have to spend quality time with them because that's how they desire to receive love, right? And so, in a time and in an era where there are just so many distractions, you can be busy and you're not realizing that you're not spending quality time with your spouse, and all of a sudden you start to take each other for granted. You become very angry and frustrated, and you just give off that aura that, you know what, you're not interested anymore. And so when you spend quality time together, it builds better and stronger relationship. Quality time together give you more opportunity to become more interested and intrigued with your spouse. Couples who are spending less time together, it's easier to create problems. It's easier to argue. It's easier to fight. It's easier to keep malice. It's easier. All of these different things are part of what can distance you from each other, create a void. But how do you improve that? You got to go and date nights regularly. You got to engage in hobbies and activities that the both of you enjoy. Make time for each other. Despise your busy schedules and all the things that you have going on. Listen, I've always maintained that you're not going to get more time. Everybody was blessed with 24 hours in a day. And so you have to manage your time wisely. And you need to make sure that quality time is a priority in the marriage. Spend time without your crazy, stupid phone, and oftentimes you get so consumed with your phone that you can be there and you're not really there. So let's not get caught up into that kind of stuff where we're always together with our phone. Sometimes just leave it. Do you know if you spend at least 30 minutes with your spouse without even looking at your device, you create a closer connection with them? Just 30 minutes. Can you imagine an hour? Can you imagine 2 hours? Sometimes we literally, when we're at our dining table and we're having dinner, we make sure that we put our phone down or we just don't bring it at the table. When we go on date night, man, you can't touch that phone. Got to let it go. Number 8, support and encouragement. You should be your spouse's biggest cheerleader. I'm talking about the biggest and the most excited person supposed to be you cheering on your spouse. Supporting and encouraging each other make you feel appreciated. Hearing, baby, I love you. Thank you for what you do. Go, you can do it. Get on with it. You can make it. You want to go back to college? Go ahead. You want to go back to school? You want to get that certification? You want to get that degree? I got you, baby. We can work this out together. I believe in you. Do you know what that does? It gives you motivation to be more and become better. So how do you improve in this area? Celebrate your spouse achievements. When they do something, when they accomplish something, tell them that you are happy. Provide emotional support during time of challenges and frustration. Maybe they are studying for an exam, but your support is like the wind beneath their wings. So give them your support. Try to be the best that you can be when it comes to supporting your spouse. It goes a long way. And so be their biggest cheerleader. Step up and step in and say, babe, I got you. You can do this. We're going to do this together. Whatever you're going through, I got you, baby. If I have to babysit the kids, if I have to watch them, and you know what? Go for it, man. We're gonna make it. That's the attitude that you need to have in order to build a better, stronger marriage. You have got to lean in with everything, man, and make it happen. Number 9, financial stewardship. This is so important, guys, because financial issues are the second cause for divorce. Absolutely. You must be a good steward of your money. In Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 7, it tells us that the rich rule over the poor and the borrower is a slave to the lender. You heard that right? Financial stability reduces stress and it allows couples to focus on their relationship and their family and all the things that they need to do. You know, you can either be a slave to your money or you can be a master of it. You ain't got to follow the Joneses. You ain't got to follow what your neighbors are doing. You just got to do what's right. It's a reflection of who you are. The type of relationship that you have with your money, it depends on your self-image, your self-esteem, your self-worth, your mindset, your money mindset. Because your stewardship with money, it's a blessing from God. God bless you, man. And so you got to take care of it. It reflects your relationship with yourself. How do you improve? You got to create a budget. Budgeting is telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it went. I'm going to say it again. Budgeting is telling your money where to go rather than wondering where it went. My wife and I, we've been married for 30 years and we have always worked on a budget. We have never spent more than our net income. We have never borrowed money from anyone outside a financial institution. Listen, man, we have never bounced a check. And it ain't because we're multi-millionaire. We ain't there yet. I want to get there because there's a whole lot of people that I need to help. Listen, the reality is that you have got to be a good steward of your money. Financial goal, it will help you to save for the future. It will help you to make joint decision together. And when you're talking about money together, it's a very beautiful thing. Some of you guys don't have these conversations, and that's the reason why you don't know. How can you possibly be in a marriage and you don't join together? You don't bridge your life together. You don't fuse your life together. You're just together, but you live in separate lifestyles. Man, listen, financial problems can be a problem in a marriage. And if you really want to have a better marriage, that's something that you need to work on. Learn to save together. You need to collaborate and to merge all your resources so the two of you guys can be focused, working on one goal, and that is to become better at your finances. Number 10, forgiveness and grace. And this is the final one. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. Forgiveness is essential for healing and moving forward. Forgiveness is a part of what makes marriage work. It is often said that a successful marriage is two people that are very good forgivers. Now, that doesn't mean that you do whatever you want. It doesn't give you the liberty to do what you want, to hurt your spouse, to carry on like a fool. No, it doesn't give you that liberty. Because to whom much is given, much is required. But this is what it does. It gives you an opportunity to say, you know what? I have made the bad mistake. I have done something wrong. I'm going to learn from it. I'm going to rectify and change and become better. It is said that the best apology is changed behavior. And so if you're really changed, then stop doing what you used to do. If you're really changed, then you're not waking up every day and making the same mistake over and over again. It's one thing to make mistakes. It's another problem to make mistakes in habit. So how do you improve? Let it go so that you can grow. Take full responsibility for what you did and make sure that you do the things that you need to do to make sure that you don't consistently keep doing those same thing over and over again. Don't let unforgiveness rob you of being blessed. Don't let unforgiveness stop you from your best life. Focus on healing. And even if you cannot reconcile the relationship, you need to still forgive, because there's a difference between forgiveness and reconciliation. I can forgive you, but I don't necessarily have to reconcile with you. But if we're going to build this relationship together, then reconciliation is a part of the process. But focus on healing. Focus on getting better. Focus on striving for the best that you can be. Because I believe that you have what it takes to be great, but you have got to immerse yourself in the things of God, begin to see yourself as God sees you, and you have got to work on the things that you need to work on so that you can have the things that you need to have to become who you need to become, to have the best life possible. And the only way you can do that, it is by learning and growing and becoming. Well, that's it for this video, my friend. And if this video helped, then I want you to look at this one over here. Yeah, this one over here. It's going to really help you to improve yourself, improve your life, so that you can improve your marriage. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and share. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't hit that subscribe button. May God bless you, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.